Derek, who's the mood heading into Saturday?
Yeah, I think we were all disappointed on Saturday with the result. A lot of the performance was encouraging, but we've ultimately lost 2 bad goals. The second and third goal was mistakes, clearly, and sometimes that can happen. You want to try and keep those mistakes to a minimum. And the first goal shouldn't have stood. You know, we've had conversations with the head of refereeing, and confirmed that the goal should have been offside and should have been given as offside, and it's no good enough this far on. That isn't subjective to a referee. It's not John Beaton's fault, and I'm not saying it is. But VAR was there. There's still decisions to be made for referees, and we've seen that over the weekend. But in our instance, it's just protocols and procedures. And by this stage, since we've had VAR, it should be far clearer, far more slicker, and prerequisite that every attacking phase of play before a goal should be checked, and if they check it and do it properly, it's offside, and it wasn't checked.
And heading into Saturday, it's an important game, could be under the lights at home. Is there feeling excitement going into it?
Yeah, I think it's that stage of the season. Obviously, Saturday's game's neither an afternoon kick-off or a night kick-off. It falls into that time that we had at Celtic Park, but I think it's, as a home game, it feels as if there's a lot on the game, and there is at this stage of the season with 9 games to go before the split. We understand, and there's a realisation that if we're going to be a top 16, then we really have to get going with that. The time for finding consistency, the time for finding our best form, the time for digging deep and not feeling sorry for ourselves about injuries, not feeling sorry for ourselves about decisions, is really just to crack on and get results. And it's important that the players remain positive with that. You know, it's my job and the staff's job to get them to feel good about themselves, try to limit the mistakes, hopefully on a Saturday that gives ourselves the best chance to win games. And you know, I think this time last season we're only 2 wins shy of where we were last season, but at this stage with 9 games to go before the split, we went on a brilliant run. I think we accumulated 18 points from the last 9 games. We feel we'll have to do something similar. I think 15-16 points for the last 9 games will give us a chance at top 6. And obviously Saturday presents itself now with the first 3 points, and it's important that we try and maximise everything we've got. Home support, we need the home support right behind the team, and I really urge that if we can be that on Saturday, make Rugby Park one of those nights that it's pretty special, that the fans feed off the team feed off the fans, and we do all we can as a club at the minute just to try and get games of football won. And if we can win Saturday, we don't play for another 2 weeks, but the next one will become that bit more kind of, we'll all feel more optimistic even than ever getting into that one. So getting some wins, getting that confidence, getting some sort of momentum at this stage of the season is going to be really important for any team. You see how tight the Premier League is. Between us and Hibs and Fifth, I think there's 5 points. So right away, you know, just even doing the maths, a couple of wins makes a huge difference. And it's important that we try and look at those teams above us who have shown a wee bit more consistency than us, but it's there for us if we want it.
And would you make it Dundee United going into Saturday?
You know, done brilliant for a newly promoted team. They've obviously got a lot of Premier League players, but equally I think Jim's recruited well. I get asked often about how the strengths of Dundee United. I think they play low risk football, I think, and good on them for that. They sit in a shape. They're happy out of possession. They've got a really good number 1. They've got a really good number 9. They've got loads of good qualities as a team. I think they're well organised, and they've gained confidence as they've went along this season. And normally, when you've got that threat at the top of the pitch, a good goalkeeper as well, then it can be the difference between 1 point and 3 and no points and 1. And I think you've seen that with United. You know, they've had a lot of plaudits, and rightly so. And Jim's done a brilliant job this season. We haven't beaten them this season, equally they haven't beaten us. The last game here, I wish I could forget about it, but we felt as though we chucked away 2 points. But it's important for us to try and maximise our home form at any given time, regardless who it is. Dundee United have done well. We've got to feel that there's a winning performance in us, and hopefully that's the case.
And in terms of the squad, how's that looking?
We've got one back, hopefully for the weekend, Brad Lyons. Brad's done a bit of work today, so if there's no reaction, he'll come into it. Rory's still touch and go. We've not been able to get him back onto the pitch yet. We'll have another look at him over the next 48 hours. Matt is still no there for us, which is frustrating from my point of view, Matty's point of view, supporters' point of view, we could really do with Matty's influence on the team between now and the end of the season, but it's just taken that wee bit longer than we would have hoped. But he's stepped up his work. He's probably done a lot more in the last couple of weeks than maybe that we thought was possible. So we're just now getting through that last stage for him to get back into full training. I think after United Saturday, the 2 weeks to St Johnstone game, I think that'll be more a good opportunity to get him more training minutes with us and get him up to speed. McCrory had his operation on Monday, it went successfully, so there's a process here for him to get through before he's back in training. Long-term Stu Finlay, long-term McInnes and long-term Kyle, so we're still without those boys.
And then just obviously transfer deadline next week, are you hoping to make any moves in the window?
I think there's all, I think you go into the window and you would maybe like to do something. Obviously with the injuries we've had, it's maybe vitally important that we try and do something if we can. You know, if everybody was fit, I wouldn't be looking to do much at all. You know, I feel as though we've got real strength and the squad is strong enough, but the window gives us potentially the ability to maybe act on the injuries that we've got. So we just need to wait and see on that. There's no point in just bringing somebody that we, in terms of just a number, we would like to bring somebody in that can really help us if that's the case. We'd like to get one or two back. If we can get the treatment room cleared, then everything will seem a bit rosier. And if we do have the ability to bring someone, then the board have always been really supportive of that, and we can always ask the question.